Hey folks, NWA Prepper here. Coming to share my plan. This has taken quite a while to collect. Because as a general rule, each one of these is about $5. And so it's taken me, I don't know, it's taken me a while. But my wife has decided it's time to store it. Because I've just been throwing it in the kitchen area, or in the kitchen. And anyway, and I put the little ones so you could see the size comparisons. And they're all seasonings that we like. So that is where they're going to go. I'll be right back. So there it is. And of course, this one here has some room in it. This one, I could probably get a couple more little ones in there. Who knows, I may throw some other kitchen odds and ends in there. But we'll have to see. The red letters. So the spices that I just showed you filled up almost 2 5-gallon buckets. I did not do food grade buckets because they're in their own food grade containers. I really just want to protect them from moisture and rodents and light. So those spices took me a long time to get. Most of those containers are between $4 and $6. And they're the bigger spice, this bigger professional kitchen size spice containers. And I only got the ones that we use. And there are more that we use, but they're outside that $5 range. And so that took me a long time to build up that volume of spices. A year. Probably took me a year. Because anytime that I would go to the pharmacy, which is, every month, sometimes more, yeah, I try to pick up something below $5. Obviously, I can't all the time or I'd have way more. But it's just kind of one of those things that if I know that I'm going to Sam's, and because most of that comes from Sam's, or if I'm going somewhere that has that type of stuff, then I may not do lunch at work, or I may try to bring my lunch, or I may just gather up my change and save it for a few days so that I know when I'm going next week or the next few days that, and sometimes I have that $5 or $6, that when I do that, it is specifically intended for spices, things to make my storage food taste better, things that I can change the taste of my storage food to keep things a little bit different. Beans and rice are pretty bland, so I want to be able to kick them up a little bit. And I encourage you, if you notice in the first couple clips of the video, I had several of the smaller containers, the regular everyday household size containers that I got. I either got those for about 98 cents at the grocery store, or they may have been for $1 from the dollar spot. I don't remember which one is where I got those. So And in those buckets, another reason I do those buckets is because I can open and close them on a regular basis. Whereas a rubber gasketed food grade bucket, a lot of times once you open it, it's a little more difficult to get in and out of. So I wanted my spices to be able to continue to be protected even if we needed to use them a little bit. And so that's why I did those particular buckets and lids. And there's lots of things that I can put in there with it. I can put in, I could probably fit another dozen or two of the smaller household seasoning packages. I think one of the buckets I probably could get two or three more of the big ones, and then 5 or 6 of the small ones. And it'll be a couple days before I end up actually taking it to one of my long-term storage places. And if I had more than one of those spices, I separated them in the 2 buckets, because both of those buckets aren't going in the same place. One's going to one place and another's going to another. And so, for instance, I like a lot of chili seasoning, so each one of those buckets has at least one chili seasoning in it. Seasoning's important. Once you get to a comfortable spot with your beans and rice and your wheat and things like that, then it's time to start adding a few luxuries. Spices are not required for life. I don't know that they have a whole lot of nutritional value. I'm sure they have some, but they certainly make things taste different and better. So get you some spices. Keep your eyes open. Pick them up slowly. You don't have to go to the store and buy everything all at once. Trickle that stuff in. It's really easy to slide in a $1 package of seasoning or some kind of spice that's $1 or $1.50 during your regular grocery shopping. Something that you already eat. I think it's important. I want you guys to do it. I want you to thrive, not just survive. And being able to look forward to dinner and lunch and breakfast is an important thing. Do I look at that differently than some? Some of you are going, well, food's important because you're a fat guy. Food is important, but it's important to skinny people just as much as it is me. Make your things taste better. You can do it just a little bit at a time without stretching your budget. It took me a year or better to gather those spices I put in the bucket just a few minutes ago. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Hopefully it's a bite that you put some flavoring on. Let's get ready.